Good afternoon. Hope you're well as always. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about my situation when I was a young man. I was extremely cautious, very, very cautious, not to go into debt, not to get credit cards, not to get you name it. Basically, I was extremely cautious and I was extremely scared as a young man to take risks. I only started taking risks about 5 years ago, really, if I'm totally honest with you. I didn't want to go into debt. I didn't have any sense of risk management, if you like. I didn't have any of that. So I didn't take all the opportunities that came my way. And now I kind of regret it, to be honest with you, because I'm a lot older, a lot wiser. But I suppose from every mistake, you learn something, right? And that's the biggest thing that you got to take with you. Forget about the past, what's happened. Learn your lessons and apply them to your everyday living, as I'm doing right now. So make sure you're not too overcautious, especially if you're a young man or a young woman. If you're too overcautious and you're scared, you're not going to push boundaries, guys. I'm not saying be reckless and just go for it without thinking. Have a plan. Talk to someone that's a bit older, that's experienced life a little bit, that's failed in life, especially those ones that have tried and failed. They will tell you the things not to do. They can point you in the right directions. Use their wisdom and their errors. A bit like me, I suppose. You know what I mean? If I could go back like 20 years, I had a fair amount of money in my account, right? But I didn't have anyone to coach me, guide me, teach me to do, to basically use that money wisely. You know, I didn't blow it. Thank God, I didn't blow the money. I invested it, but it was bad investment. So I'm not really getting anything for it. However, I learned so many valuable lessons. If I could go back in time, I would take a lot more risks. I'll be less cautious, and I wouldn't be as scared as I was back then. So take this with you, guys. I'm talking from experience, from my own perspective on life. If you are young, especially if you're in your late teens, early 20s, basically, take as many risks as you like, calculated risks, and try and push your boundaries to increase your source of income. That's the best advice that I can give you. Make all the errors, all the mistakes that you can in a calculated way, of course, you know, not in a reckless way, and see how much you can push things. I am sure that if you're in your early 20s, by your late 20s or early 30s, you can have a plan in place where you don't have to work for anybody and you can be your own boss. I'm pretty positive on that. Within a space of 10 years, you'll be surprised. Anyway, take this lesson with you, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Ciao, ciao for now.